With us is Sandhya. Sandhya is a proud pharmacist and a very helping nature when it comes to supporting others on medical writing. One, I would like to introduce the guest speaker of today, Sandhya. Sandhya is a proud pharmacist and currently she is working as an assistant clinical manager at Healthium Medtech. Sandhya comes from pharmacy background. She has done her MPharm in pharmaceutical analysis. And then she transitioned into medical writing and clinical writing. So, with over 4.5 years of experience in quality assurance at Mylan Laboratories, and then as a senior medical writer at HCL Technologies. She specializes in medical device documentation. So, today, Sandhya is here to speak a lot on medical devices, and then medical writing in medical devices industry. So let's welcome Sandhya. Sandhya, the stage is all yours. Let's get started. She will walk us through what really happens in medical devices and specifically medical writing in medical devices. So uh, Sandhya will help us with her own story, how she transitioned from her master's to medical writing, that too specifically in medical devices, medical writing. And then what is her journey all about in this domain, right? So she'll speak on all of these aspects. I'll not be introducing more about her because I want her to share her journey. And I'm sure all of you attending here in this session today will correlate some part of her journey with your own lives. So, welcome, Sandhya. Without further delay, let's get started with today's session.
First of all, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, Manoj sir, and thank you
My
for
pleasure.
being very supportive. I'm currently working as an assistant manager in clinical affairs department at Healthium Medtech Limited. Uh, I'm happy to welcome you all for the session Navigating My Career Path Lessons from a Medical Writer. In this session, I'll be sharing my journey into medical writing, my learnings, and also I'll be discussing about few points that will help you to get into medical writing. So these are the agenda for today's session. I'll walk you through each of them as we go along. So let's get started. So let's see my profile overview. I'm a GPAT scholar. I pursued my MPharm through the stipend earned by qualifying GPAT, and I successfully completed it. I have like 4.5 years of experience in pharmaceutical and medical device industry. To begin with, I have like 1 year of 1 year of experience at Mylan Laboratories as a quality assurance intern, and then I worked for HCL Technologies in a project called Baxter for 2.8 years as a senior medical writer. Then currently working as assistant manager, clinical affairs team in Healthium Medtech. Let's see how my career started. Okay, during my second year of MPharm, it was mandatory. It was all for everyone. It is mandatory to do the internship in a reputed pharmaceutical industry. So I believe that a strong internship could lead to a job offer in the same company. So I started my job during the first year of MPharm itself. First, for the to get a secure job, first of all I chose the location. Since I'm from Chennai, and in Chennai we don't have much pharma companies, so I consider myself in relocating to Bangalore uh, for my future. After choosing the location, I followed an Excel spreadsheet approach. That is, I created an Excel sheet by listing down all the top pharma companies and also their HR professional names with the help of LinkedIn. And then I started sending requests relentlessly and follow up messages to all these HRs, and many of them did not respond. Uh, but with my persistence and my patience, I was able to find an opportunity through LinkedIn, and so thus I have enrolled as an intern in quality assurance department. Okay, let's see my internship experience in quality assurance. Um, while my internship, though I was enrolled as a quality assurance intern, I made myself that I took an initiative to learn about the entire process flow from stores to dispatch. Apart from quality assurance, being enrolled in quality assurance, I supported people in validations and change control, environmental monitoring, etc. But apart from that, I also supported QC team in chromatography, spectroscopies, and also production team in drafting DMRs and DPRs. So thus I gained an entire flow of the particular plant, which helped me to understand how each department contributes to the product quality. So I made use of this opportunity. I brought up this slide to tell you to explain you all that make use of every opportunity you get. And the expected turnover, though they assured me that I would get a job in quality assurance, but due to pandemic situation, I was not able to get placed in Mylan Laboratories. I was disappointed for a few months, but later somehow, like with the campus placement, I've got a senior medical writer role in HCL. So I'm again bringing up this slide to encourage you all. Don't be discouraged. Sometimes better things are waiting for you. And let's have a quick overview about my journey in my roles and responsibility in HCL. I am responsible as a regulatory medical writer. I'm responsible in creating and amending regulatory documents like clinical evaluation plan and report, that is called CEP and CER, post-market clinical follow-up plan and report, that is that is PMCFP and PMCFR, and summary of safety clinical performance, that is SSCP, and periodic safety update, report. And I was also build a strong rapport with my stakeholders to ensure high quality deliverables within the stipulated time. Okay, let's see my learning to leading at HCL. So first, I was given like 3 month training period in HCL. I made use of the entire 3 months by exploring myself to the templates which is available, process flow, and bothering the senior medical writers to learn things. And due to this inquisitiveness, I was assigned the primary author role without being assigned as a secondary author role directly, and I managed the deliverable very well with a lot of appreciations and gaining product knowledge. So whichever deliverable I've been assigned for, I made myself sure to gain the product knowledge of the particular deliverable, which boosted my confidence and helped me to align with the documentation with the regulatory requirement, and also and also enhance my learning about the particular deliverable as well. So I always made sure whenever I was given an opportunity, whenever my lead gives me a job, I made sure that I don't follow it blindly, but I question myself a reason behind this job. That's how I deepen my knowledge and improve my learning as well. So I request all of you to start questioning yourself why you do this and to deepen your knowledge as well. Embracing guidance and regulations. After 6 to 8 months, I started myself exploring through the learning about all these guidelines and regulations to keep myself set apart from the other medical writers. And also this boosted my confidence when I'm having when I have a communication with my stakeholders, and also I can bring up a point. It will also help me to it will not interrupt me in the flow of the document. Self-reliance in learning. So since I was working from home during HCL time, it was difficult for me to approach many people to learn certain things. So I started recording each and every small task or each and every small task, and rather than bothering others, I listened to the particular recording multiple times and clarified my doubts myself without bothering others. And after 2 years of my experience in HCL, I started searching for another. I wanted to expand my knowledge, so I started for my job hunting. The first step is, as usual, is tailoring my resume. I updated my resume and uploaded in many of the job portals, but I faced multiple rejections as I have no idea about tailoring my resume. And then I found a trick, that is your resume should be matched with the jobs and responsibilities of the particular company. So in this way I was able to find a job. And apart from that, not only that, I was able to find a professional of different levels from that particular company who helped me to get the job, and and help my resume stand out and gain visibility. And also I optimized my job portal like Naukri, Indeed, Glassdoor, and updated it, edited it weekly, which led to increased visibility and attracted more opportunities. With these three strategies, I was successfully able to find a role and get placed in Healthium Medtech Pvt Ltd. Then expanding my expertise from medical writing to clinical affairs. I was looking for a way to broaden my medical writing while staying relevant without getting deviated into medical writing. So I was looking to get into drug medical writing to enhance my medical writing skill, but I was not able to get into drug medical writing. So which led me to transition into clinical affairs, but that was a good idea. Clinical affairs still build on my writing expertise, but offers a wider scope. And I also chose to join a direct manufacturing company to enhance my deeper knowledge into entire product development and regulatory process. So let's see my role at Healthium. In addition to the regulatory documents that I discussed during HCL time, I contributed into drafting and amending instruction for use, that is IFUs, and also I was into IAS studies, that is called Investigator-Initiated Studies, where we prepare the entire dossier. We communicate with the doctors for the progress of the study. For IAS studies, we prepare protocol, case report form, informed consent form, and patient information sheet. Once we get the ethics committee approval, we upload this particular study into CTRA, that is clinical trial registry. And also we continuously get in touch with the doctors to know the status of the study, to know the how much patients have been enrolled, and also to see the status of the case report form. Marketing collaboration. We also closely work with the marketing team to develop brochures and etc. So this is for you all. So essential tips for freshers to thrive. First, continuous learning. Never stop learning. Keep yourself always updated. Uh, Kindly learn through courses, certifications, and reading will always help you to stay ahead from the other people. Inquisitiveness and proactiveness. Whatever job you have been given for, show your inquisitiveness and proactiveness in the particular task, and don't overthink. So if you are a fresher, do not overthink. Recruiters value your enthusiasm and willingness to work, to learn over having all answers. That doesn't mean that you need not prepare and go to the interview. Prepare yourself, but do not overthink. Show your enthusiasm and willingness. Embrace challenges. Make use of every opportunity you get without denying it to foster your growth and advancement. Learn through experience. Rather than gaining theoretical knowledge, jump into task and learn through doing. Experience builds rhythms and valuable skills. Be prepared before every call or before every stakeholder meeting or whatever it is. Make yourself that you prepare before well in hand, and but which will ensure your confidence and also your effective communication. Own your work. Take ownership of on each and every task you do. Like quality of the document will come only when you own the document. Stay updated. Once you get the flow, after 6 months, start like explore yourself into guidelines, industry standards, and also AI tools to make your work easier. Seek feedback and mentorship. Set a mentor in your particular field and always have a frequent connection with them. Grab knowledge from them, which will help you to accelerate your growth. Soft skill matters. This is very important. Apart from your work task, you have to be very good at communication, attention to detail, time management, and also proper planning. Kindly develop all your skills from college. Have effective communication with your seniors to get placed into job whenever you come, whenever you step out of the college. Perseverance and patience. Stay persistent during job hunting and keep improving your skills. Expand your expertise. For example, I am from medical writing. Wanted to expand myself from medical writing to clinical affairs. Similarly, if you are getting into any other field, try to expand your field as much as possible. Clarity comes from action, not just planning. Every step, even mistakes, provides you valuable learning and clarity. Okay, let's move to the types of medical writing. Regulatory medical writing. As I'm a regulatory medical writer, I can explain you all. Regulatory medical writing is something we write to get the regulatory approval for the drug or device to be in market. When it comes to drug, we have something called as clinical study report. When I come to medical device, we have something called as clinical evaluation report, post market clinical follow up report, summary of safety and clinical performance, and also periodic safety update report. Moving to the next one, the scientific writing. Scientific writing is nothing but the articles or scientific publications. Research, it could be either research or review. Medical journalism, writing for media outlet to share medical news with the public. For example, write articles about recent medical discoveries or health trends, or about any review about disease or treatment option. Medical education writing. Okay, this writing is used to educate the healthcare professionals or patients. It could be either brochures or websites. Medical communication, writing for communication within the medical community. Response to healthcare providers for any queries about the drugs and medical device. Pharmaceutical writing, this is mostly for pharmaceutical company. For example, product monographs, we would be detailing explaining and describing the drug's usage, safety and efficacy of the particular drug. This is all about types of medical writing. So since I'm from medical device, I'll give you a tip to get into the medical device medical writing to crack the interviews. First, if you are a fresher, first choose any of the medical device. uh, it should be an invasive medical device or an implant with a higher risk. Do not choose a medical device like thermometers, ECG machines, or sphygmomanometer, or any or these type of medical device. Choose medical device that it could be invasive or any implants, and try to understand the device purpose or clinical conditions of the device, everything. Once you choose the particular device, if for example the device could be a pacemaker, it could be any prosthetic, or it could be any endoscopy or anything. Select a device which gives you a safety and performance data. If you choose the device like thermometer, ECG, and sphygmomanometer, you can only check the performance data. It will not have any impact on the patient safety. That is why I've informed to use the invasive and the implant medical device. So after choosing a medical device, do a brand search through Google. Okay, simply search for the brand and choose a particular brand. When you choose a particular brand, try to get the IFU of the particular brand through website. If you're not able to identify the brand or IFU, you can simply skip the 2 and 3 option and go for the fourth option. Fourth point, perform literature search. When you choose a medical device, try to do literature search of the particular medical device through Google Scholar or PubMed. Try to retrieve many articles as much as possible. Summarize these articles. For medical device, mainly it depends upon the literature summaries. You will be summarizing thousands of articles. So enhance your summarizing skills from your college. So summarize the articles. So summarization begins in this way. First, author name, objective. Try to pull the author name, objective, patient data, that is both inclusion and exclusion criteria, and number of patients in the particular study, and results. This is the most important section. Try to read the entire results and segregate the safety and performance data. It should not be a copy paste. So you have to analyze the results and you have to be rephrasing it yourself. And conclusion, when you pull all the data, try to rephrase them and bring a flow to a particular summary. Once you bring a flow, when you're confident, check the particular summary using the AI tools like Grammarly or Quillbot, which will be giving you a writing score. With the writing score, try to improve your writing score every time you upload. So in this way, you will be able to summarize article in a better way. So this you can do it every week. Weekly, you can take one article and summarize them. When you're confident in individual article summarization, choose 10 articles together and summarize the article in such a way like you draft a review out of it. So this will also be helpful to get to crack the medical device medical writing interviews. So since in my academics, I published like 4 to 5 articles, which helped me to get into the medical writing and which helped me to crack the medical writing interviews. So I request you all to also, if you do not get option of research of publishing a research article, try to publish a review article, which will help you to become a good medical writer in future. So this is the medical writing practice for medical device. And essential courses for the medical writing, medical for the medical devices, or even for drugs. Biostatistics plays an important role. Like if you are in MPharm, if you're an MPharm student, you will be having the subject called as biostatistics in your MPharm fourth semester, I guess. Do not take it lethargically. Please provide more attention to this biostatistics. If you want to get into medical writing, biostatistics plays an important role. P-value, confidence interval. Try to at least understand what is p-value from the. If you see an article, everything will be like statistical data. You have to summarize out of the statistical data. So biostatistics plays an important role. So I have jotted down a few of the biostatistics course and also YouTube channel, which would be helpful. If you want, you can jot them down. I'll wait for a couple of minutes.
In these courses, where do you suggest them to start off? Because there are so many courses, and I think for
This
majority
five
of
minute
us,
statistics for clinical research. What do p values show? This is a short video which exclusively focus on the p
okay,
values.
okay,
So if you want to get into medical writing guidelines for drugs, please refer to ICH E3, ICH E6, ICH E2F, and ICH E2C. Since ICH is one of the MPharm portions, so make use of that opportunity and try to learn ICH guidelines. Uh, and for medical device, we have something called as MedDev, MDCG, and MDR.
yeah,
So MDCG and MDR is difficult to understand for a fresher. So I would recommend MedDev. If you don't understand MedDev, do not take it. Do not consider it seriously. You can go through the BSI white papers, any of the white papers. Most of these third-party company would be publishing the white papers, or even the notified body would be publishing the white papers. So you can refer to the BSI white papers, and also this ISO training 14155 2020 for good clinical practice.
yeah.
And that's it from my end. So I conclude my session here, and the forum is open for your queries.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Sandhya, for the session. So, participants, this session was specifically for understanding medical writing in medical devices industry. And medical devices industry is growing, and they need people who are experienced writers. They understand the industry, who write better, and also have understanding of all these different guidelines. Right? There are a lot of resources for you. Sandhya has already shared the resources on the screen. Some of you might have taken the screenshot. If you have not taken, don't worry. I'll again discuss back with her, compile all of them for you, and send an email to you. And later on, you can always have a look. And I'll also share the LinkedIn profile link of Sandhya, so you can also connect with her later on after the session and continue to learn with her. Dharitri, you have
That's
a
right.
question? Yes, go for it,
Uh,
Dharitri.
yeah. Sandhya, I just wanted to know from you because your background is in pharmaceutical analysis. So,
Yes.
what motivated you to go into medical devices and medical writing?
So as I told you before, like as I explained you before, I was about to get into quality assurance department. But due to COVID situation, the whole pandemic situation, I did not get an opportunity to get into that quality assurance. So through campus placement, I got this senior medical writer position in medical device from HCL. So in that pandemic situation, I have to opt this job, but I'm happy now, and I'm gaining more interest into medical device, and I'm learning more things. So I'm happy to be in medical device as well.
Yeah, and we had interacted on this earlier, and she was all curious whether medical writing is a good field or not, and all those questions that you might
Exactly.
be having, right? So all of you might be having this question in your mind: what kind of field is this? Whether you can learn medical devices or not, whether you can understand these guidelines or not. So all such questions even Sandhya had few years back.
Yes,
When we
remember.
interacted, we tried to make it simple. And this is what I had suggested to her, and the same suggestion probably she'll pass on to you as well. Only until you get into the water, right? You have the fear. Once you get into the water, by hook and crook, you'll learn swimming. The same thing holds good for medical writing also. The only thing is what medical writing you choose defines everything else, right? So if you like, let's say scientific writing, go for scientific writing and you learn. Okay. There is no way you cannot learn. Learning happens every single day. Even after so many years, Sandhya is learning every single day. After so many years in this domain, I'm also learning every single day. We make mistakes, we learn, and then we continue to learn, right? We make blunders, that's okay. But again, we learn. It happens with you also, Sandhya, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
But when I was initially, when I approached you, I didn't even know the difference between medical coding and medical writing, if I remember. So you
yeah.
guided me with your guidance only I got into medical writing. With your confidence and with your guidance only I got into medical writing.
I'm glad, that little bit of discussion definitely shaped up this, and we are having this discussion today. So, believe in yourself is the only thing, I can say from this. And if you like writing, if you like reading, don't worry about the type of writing you are taking. You can always learn it. Guidelines, you can learn it. Theories, you can learn it. Writing also, to some extent, you can learn it. But the passion for writing and reading has to be there. If you have this in your interest, then definitely you can do rest of the things, right? All right. Sandhya, you want to add
Thank
something on
you.
that?
Hmm, nothing much. So if they have any queries, I can answer them.
Yeah, yeah,
So
sure.
as I mentioned in slides, like you have to build up a very good communication, like collaborativeness with your seniors. It will help you to get into job, especially for the pharmacy field. So try to bring that collaborative nature, and also like planning everything uh, from your college days.
Absolutely. So there are a couple of questions coming in the chat. I'll read out for you. One question is from Anthony. Uh, Anthony Bevan, he or she, I'm not sure. I'm sorry, but then let's go ahead and read. What are the important aspects in tailoring our resume to this role in a way to stand out? Other than internship part, for example, the type of publication we should focus on. So,
You can also, if you are a fresher without any experience apart from internship and publication, you can also mention the webinars you have attended, or any of the courses, certification courses that you have. If you want to get into the medical writing, you can do the courses in Coursera, or there are many other courses just freely available. You can, I have
yeah,
mentioned all the biostatistics course which will enhance your
yeah.
resume. So, if you want to get into medical writing, please consider the biostatistics part.
Yeah, absolutely. And if specifically if you are getting into scientific and medical devices, biostatistics is most important.
More important,
Most
exactly.
important. If you're also getting into clinical trials writing, biostatistics plays a very important role. But let's say if you're getting into medical communications or medical marketing writing, biostatistics is important, but it is not very important.
Important,
And you can
exactly.
always learn some bit of it on the go, right? And what to tailor as far as resume is concerned, you should always focus on the specific type of writing, because as you see, medical writing is of so many types, right? Medical writing is just the umbrella term. Within medical writing, you have scientific writing, publication writing, clinical writing, pharmacovigilance writing, medical communications, medical marketing, safety writing. There are so many different types of writing, right? Whenever you are sending your resume, you should ensure that the resume is tailored for that specific type of writing only, right? One job at a time, one resume at a time, one job recruiter at a time. That should be the thought process, right? Do not send the same resume to all the recruiters. It does not make any sense. And as far as publications are concerned, if you are trying for medical communications or clinical writing, Uh, publications, specifically the academic publications, do not hold much value, right? But if you have, academic publications, they definitely help you to get into scientific writing, also medical devices writing to some extent, because they ultimately want to know. whether you know to do research, whether you know to organize the research, whether you know writing, whether you write plagiarism-free content, whether you put references correctly, whether your write-up has a logical flow, all these things they want to see. And if you have published already as a first author or a second author, you will be able to easily prove all of this. Okay. So let's go on to the next question, Sandhya. I'll read out for you. What about professionals who are experienced and experiencing layoffs and may have a professional gap? How do they navigate and move ahead in the careers? Transitioning careers within medical writing is also very difficult nowadays. Any tips on transitioning your career?
So, as I told you, I wanted to get into drug medical writing to enhance my skill, but I was not able to get into drug medical writing. And I was exploring through pharmacovigilance and other parts, which is regulatory affairs, which is like quietly relevant to the medical writing. So I've seen like when I got the opportunity of clinical affairs, I made use of it. And if you have a career gap, I request you to do a certain like engage yourself in certain courses so that you can tell them that you have been doing these courses in this professional gap. So that does not have a big impact.
All right. I'll also add few points here because I keep interacting with a lot of ladies specifically who are on career gap. And this is what I would suggest you, right? When you are on career gap, you are professionally on a career gap, but personal level, you are doing something, right? Maybe you are taking care of your family and some work you'll be doing. So alongside that, please do not leave your professional journey. Do something on the professional front also. Like as Sandhya said, you can do some courses, you can complete some courses. Spending 1 or 2 hours every day is good enough. You don't need more than that. Okay. Apart from that, since you want to get into medical writing, the only thing the recruiters want to see is how much content have you written? What type of content have you written? Are those contents published somewhere? If yes, what are the links of those publications? Right? If you have written, let's say, articles on LinkedIn, then can you provide them the links of those articles? If you have published some articles in any journal, then can you provide those links to those articles? If you have created some infographics, can you provide the links to those infographics or sample to those infographics? There are very high chances you might be working as a freelancer with a company. And in such case, you cannot provide any of the samples because you are bound by NDA with the clients, right? So let's say you are working on dengue for one of the clients. Why don't you create another sample write-up on malaria or maybe liver failure or maybe uh, some diabetes or some other condition, right? When you are working on one condition, you can always create samples on another conditions, right? And these samples, whatever you are creating separately, becomes your portfolio work. Portfolio is basically the all the best quality of work that you have submitted, right? And for portfolio, you just need to compile everything in a PowerPoint presentation and submit that to the client whenever they want. Increasingly, these days, almost every single client will ask you for two things. One is your LinkedIn profile link. The second one is your portfolio link, right? And these are very important. So if you are somebody who's interested to transition your career into medical writing, then please write some content. And there are a lot of resources. Our previous speakers have also spoken about it, how to create portfolio and all of that. We have published all of that in our YouTube channel, so please check that. You can also connect with Sandhya and people who are already in medical writing. They'll definitely help you there. Any tips for transitioning your career into medical writing? Start with what you know already, right? So let's say you are a pharmacist, you know pharmacy. So focus on areas where pharmacy expertise is needed. If you're a medicine holder or a doctor, life sciences professional, focus on areas where you can write based on your expertise and qualifications, right? Because you cannot learn something new and then start writing on that topic, right? So focus on something that you have learned based on your degree and expertise, right? If you have a professional gap, you need to prove that you are doing something during that time, learning some courses, writing somewhere on Medium, LinkedIn, maybe publishing some research papers. Like if you have done masters, you can pick up your thesis and create 1 or 2 articles and publish them. Sandhya, is that right?
True, sir. I agree with you. You can, that's what, you can create a review article, review also.
Perfect. Absolutely. All right. So thank you so much, Naveed, for asking that question, and we hope we answered that. Any other questions? You can simply unmute and talk, or yes, they was, and we'll just come back to you. Let's finish off the questions that are in the chat box. Anthony, ma'am, if you don't mind, can you please give an idea about the career path in this field and the level of pay scales one can expect throughout this journey? So pay scales, we are not supposed to tell in the public domains, but we can just give a range to you. Sandhya, you can just talk about that.
So it depends from one company to another company actually. So one company would be giving around like 20 to 30 for entrance level. The other would be giving around 30 to 40, 30, 30 to 35 probably. So for the entry level, even after doing your masters, you would be getting in that range only. But it really depends upon one company to another company. So I request you all to get placed into a product-based company for a better learning and for better hike and for everything, rather
Absolutely.
rather than working in a service-based company. So always
Yeah.
prefer for the product-based company when it
Yeah.
comes to a service-based company.
Absolutely. And I just came across one of a situation very recently wherein this guy, he wanted to get into medical marketing writing, but then he also learned digital marketing. So what happened when he added his skills in digital marketing to the company was able to offer this guy a little bit more because company did not want to hire another person who can handle digital, right? So one person handling both medical communication and digital and getting paid for that amount, right? And then if he shifts from this organization to another organization, approximately 25 to 30% hike he'll easily expect, right? So if you have some additional skills, digital is definitely one of the most important skills. If you know AI, then definitely that can be a value addition. If you have any other additional skills like graphics, for example, graphic designing is also something which is definitely needed. There are medical writers who create PowerPoint presentations, design graphics, create short animations, right? So if you have these additional skills, then you can also expect to earn a little bit better. If you are somebody who loves doing training, then apart from writing, you can also do training, within the organization. So those things you can definitely help. Okay. This question is from Dr. Pallavi. Anthony, I hope we answered. This next question is from Dr. Pallavi. This is to you, Sandhya. I'm applying for a medical writing role where I'm assigned to prepare a LBL assignment. Can you suggest me the best tools to create some scientific infographics or illustrations? You want to answer that?
LBM instance?
Yeah, so LBL, okay, I'll answer that. LBL is leave behind leaflets. This is basically part of medical
Medical
communications. Medical
communications.
communications. So if you are Dr. Pallavi, if you are doing an LBL assignment, they want to know only two things from you. Number one, your research skills, and number two is your writing skills. Number three is your presentation skills, and fourth, of course, is your citation skills. So four skills they basically want to know. Designing skill is something they don't look for you from you, right? Because in most of the time when you are doing for a working for a medical communication, either in a company or in agency setup, the designing is taken care by the graphics teams, right? But then if you want to add value, please focus on the first four aspects: research, writing, presentation, and citation, four skills. And later on, if you still get some time, you can use two tools. One is PowerPoint, and the second one is Canva to design your infographic. Canva is one of the best tools, and you can easily get started. Just confirm if you know if you use Canva. Yes, no in the chat box. If you yes, great. If you don't use, then you can go to canva.com, sign up for free, and get started. Canva.com is the tool. There are other tools as well. I would not suggest you to get started with them right now. Canva will definitely help. Dr. Pallavi, this is for you. Do you use Canva? If yes, then definitely you can do it. All right, you know Canva. All right, perfect. Then go for Canva, use a free template within Canva, and then just get started. Okay. All right, perfect. So I don't see any other questions. Devansh, now you can ask.
Okay, thank you, sir, and thank you, and thank you, Sandhya ma'am, for such a wonderful experience. Firstly, ma'am, I want to ask that I have listened about this opportunity in the medical devices domain, but I have also got the information that it is mainly for the biomedical engineering students.
Yeah, it is true, but there are many pharma companies, I mean, pharma graduate students. After Pharm D, also they get into this medical device writing. We most of our like my seniors, juniors, everyone are into medical device writing, even after Pharm D.
Yeah.
More than biomedical people, we were able to do it like when it comes to clinical writing or clinically, we were able to understand more of the things in a better way when compared to
Yeah.
biomedical people.
Yeah.
That's what I've seen
Absolutely.
from my experience.
Yes, yes. Even I do agree with you on this. I see a lot of people from pharmacy, dentistry,
Mm.
medicine, life
Yes,
sciences
yes.
getting into medical devices industry.
Mm.
See, only thing you need is your confidence and your attitude. If you have them, then rest of the thing follows, right? If you are very much, focused on getting into medical devices, then you'll find the routes, find the ways. Okay, I told about the swimming example, right? The pool example, I always give the example. Only when we get into the water, we realize whether we'll be able to swim or not and how far we'll be able to swim, right? Some of us will learn faster, some of us take a little more time. It's okay. Not everyone's pace is same, right? So some of us will take a little more time, some of us will be slower, some of us will be drowned for some time, we'll get up and then we'll restart. This is okay. Okay. So don't worry, you'll do it. Okay. All right. Any other questions?
And I would just wanted to add, like, only the people from pharma were ruling the medical device medical writing in
Yes.
my company
Absolutely.
when compared to biomedical writing.
Yes. Not just in your company, many more companies.
I mean,
I,
as far
I
as
do
I've
not
seen.
want to name some of the companies. Some of my past attendees are here, so they know the names of the companies. There are a lot of companies where pharmacy professionals are
Mm.
actually doing great. It is also about the
Ma'am,
interests. Okay.
ma'am,
All
if
right.
I want to do medical marketing writing in the medical devices domain, what key skills and knowledge I have to acquire first?
To be very honest, I've experienced only the regulatory medical writing and scientific medical writing. So, Manoj, sir, could you please help me with the medical marketing?
Yeah, so see, there are two important aspects in medico marketing, right? It is medico and marketing. Medico is about medical, marketing is about marketing, right? So medical content used for marketing purposes is what medico marketing does, right? So if you're somebody who's getting into medico marketing, then you have to understand two important things: marketing angle or the products. When I say products, it is both the pharmaceutical product and the medical device and the medical aspects of it. So, how the product works, which part of the body it works. And of course, the moment I say body part, you also need to understand pharmacology, biochemistry, anatomy, right? All of these subjects you must be aware. So, the moment I say medical, medical is not just medical, it is also pharmacology, biochemistry, human anatomy and physiology, pathology, all these subjects. And then marketing. Marketing is easy because you are not learning on your own. You are forced to learn, right? When you are forced to learn, it's like pressure cooker, right? When you are forced to learn, you learn faster. And why in medical marketing you learn faster? Because you'll be surrounded by both the medical teams, the marketing teams, the medical affairs teams, and all these teams will help you to do it faster. And since you are in pressure, you learn it really faster. Okay. So medico and marketing, two things. And if you have done, let's say MBA, then you can be the best here. If you have not done MBA, no problem. Your experience will be much better than MBA itself. Okay, I've seen a lot of
So
people.
MBA, so
Yes,
MBA in digital. I am thinking to do
MBA,
MBA.
MBA in healthcare, MBA in marketing, MBA in anything, basically related to marketing. If you understand marketing, then you can convert this medical content for marketing purposes for any kind of audience, right?
So if I want to pursue medical marketing, either in medical devices or in the pharmaceutical domain, so MBA and digital marketing, I think is quite lucrative.
Digital marketing is definitely very much lucrative. And for digital marketing, you don't need to do many more courses. There are already a lot of free courses available. In the past sessions, we have already shared those details. One of the ways is SWAYAM portal. How many of you know SWAYAM? Give me a thumbs up. SWAYAM is Government of India's portal, wherein SWAYAM, right? So SWAYAM is Government of India's portal wherein all these courses are listed out for free. There are courses on marketing, there are courses on management, there are courses on digital marketing, and all of these courses are certification based courses, and these are all free. So when you go and register for these courses, you can do any certification course. The only thing is you need to try. See, learning alone is not useful, right? We need to apply those learnings. And how do you apply? Apply on your own self. So please remember, all of us are products. You are product, I am product, right? All of us are products in this job market, right? So if you're a product, then you need to do marketing, right? Marketing of yourself, right? If you have to do marketing of yourself, please apply all the principles of digital marketing that you have learned and apply that on LinkedIn, on different social media platforms, and all of that. And when you are applying that, what happens? Automatically, you ensure that whatever you have learned is applied. And only when you learn and apply, then you become a better person in that domain. Like if I have show you 10 certificates that I've done, it is of no use. If you give me a task, if I'm able to do and handle those tasks, then it makes all the difference. Okay. So learning and applications are important. And for applying, please consider yourself as a product and then start applying all those learnings on yourself. Right. All the types of medical writing can be applied on yourself, basically, not just medical marketing. Okay. All right. I hope you answered. This is for Sandhya. If you are a scientific writer, this is from Dr. Tejashwini. If you are a scientific writer, how difficult or easy it is, how difficult
Into
or
medical.
easy it will be to get into medical device? What should be enhanced to enter into medical devices field? Sandhya,
uh,
yes.
it, it is quite easier, like if you know to summarize the article, it is quite easier to learn medical device medical writing. We not only have like literature summaries, it is extensive, but other than that, everything we will be able to you'll be able to grasp easily when you come into medical device. You will not feel it very difficult. It is actually very easy to adapt actually.
Yeah. So, in all the types of writing, there is one very important and common thing, right? You pick up any medical writing, any type of writing, there are four core skills that we need. The number one is research skills. You have to research, you have to find a lot of articles, right? You have to read them, okay? You have to summarize them, and you have to present them, right? And when you are presenting, you also need to cite them. So all these are common to any type of writing, whether you take medical device writing, whether you take clinical writing, whether you take scientific writing, whether you take medical marketing, whether you take medical communications, all this publication writing, all these types of writing have this common. So if you know this, then you can get into any type of writing. Now, how successful you will be totally depends on how confident you are in that industry. Okay. In Sandhya's case, he was more interested into quality assurance and quality control. And medical devices are all about quality, right? Applying those quality principles. So she is able to do great in this domain. All right. And since she was interested in medical writing as well, so she is applying all those 4 or 5 principles of medical writing that we apply in all these different fields as well. Okay. This question is for Sandhya. Ma'am, do you think, this is from Anthony. Ma'am, do you think having a GPAT qualification would give us an edge? Did it help you in any way, or does pharma companies acknowledge GPAT qualified candidates? Okay, Sandhya, go
Okay.
first.
So it doesn't mean that we have to put down the GPAT. Actually, I have completed my MPharm through like 12,500 I earned per month. So imagine like my course fee is 1,50,000. So after paying 1,50,000, I really got like 1,25,000 back. So it does not have any importance in your career, but to do MPharm, it would be helpful for you to do MPharm. It's like a stipend that you get every day. You like without getting into a job, you have been paying for, like you have been paid for it. So never take it for granted. Kindly focus on GPAT. If you are a BPharm graduate, please focus on GPAT. Try to qualify it and then get into MPharm.
Yeah. I'll add one perspective here. So when I was doing my B Farm in the year 2005, Okay, I completed my B Farm between the year 2000 to 2004. Okay, when I was doing B Farm, there was a craze about completing GATE exam or GPAT exam. During back then, it was called GATE exam, right? And people who used to qualify GATE or GPAT, they were considered better candidates than rest of the batchmates. Okay. Fortunately, I qualified twice. But then when I went into the job market, there was no value whatsoever to GPAT students. But one thing I realized, the realization was when you do work for GPAT or GATE, your knowledge levels are slightly better than rest of them. Why? Because you put that additional effort, you qualify an exam, and you would have brushed up all the subjects, all the 4 year subjects at least once or twice better than rest of the students who did not appear for GPAT or probably who did not qualify for GPAT, right? So you are definitely better than at least 0.001% better than the rest of the candidates. And when you are better, then definitely you get an edge over rest of them, right? Apart from stipend is definitely one of the lucrative, aspects of qualifying GPAT. Back then, when I qualified, we used to get 5,000 rupees per month. Now it is 12,500, which is definitely some kind of internship or salary, that you are getting during your masters. And it definitely helps because you are much more confident in doing things better, right? So industry does not give any preference, but you have that confidence on yourself, right? So hopefully we answered that. All
So
right. So
I
yes,
wanted to continue with this. I completely agree with your perspective. And with this GPAT, brushing up the GPAT, even people were able to qualify all the government exams as well. Being
absolutely.
it the Arabi pharmacy or drug inspector exams. I see many of my friends qualifying those exams as well. So take GPAT seriously and prepare for GPAT. I took like
Yeah.
2 years of break between MB Farm and N Farm to I wanted to complete GPAT. I don't want to bother my parents. I want to complete GPAT and then I wanted to pursue MPharm. So I kindly request everyone to take GPAT seriously.
Absolutely. Even I did the same thing because I did not want to depend on my parents for my master's. I wanted to do on my own. That was the reason I appeared during the third year, qualified, and then again, final year qualified, and then based on that, got scholarship and completed. 5,000 back then was a very good amount for us to do projects and manage our expenses. And definitely, it definitely helps you to do better, right? And when you read for GPAT, you are actually brushing all the subjects. You may not realize that at that point of time, but it definitely helps you to crack interviews, right? When you go for interviews, all they want is basics, right? All they want to understand is your applied knowledge. And with GPAT, you can be better in answering those questions related to applied knowledge, right? All right, so I think we answered all the questions. Any other specific questions anyone has, please feel free to ask. We are there for some more time before we close the today's session. Thank you so much, Anthony. I'm glad you like the responses. Devansh, go for it. You can ask a question, no problem.
You said that no question is a fully silly question, but I want to ask that are there opportunities after B Farm in this domain that Sandhya ma'am is talking about?
So that Sandhya has to answer.
But gradually after B Farm, since I have that M Farm, I have an added benefit. I was directly given a senior medical writer position without the medical writer position.
Yeah.
Doing B Farm after people are like I have seen my friends doing after B Farm they get into a job and then they pursue I mean as they go it will be in a higher speed and once they reach a particular position people will prefer the like a
Higher education.
postgraduate
Yes.
student for giving that
Abs-
higher position. So it's better to do M-Farm and move and to take up the to
See,
get
I'll
into
I'll
a
share
job role.
my I'll share my experiences also, Sandhya. Thank you for adding those points. What I have seen personally, many of us we don't want to go for higher education because of number of reasons. One is, of course, the financial burden, expectation from parents, and a lot of things, right? So 4 years they've already paid for our fees. They don't want to do for another 2 years. This is one of the most common reason. This was also one of the reasons for me to, qualify GATE and then, continue for my master's. If you don't do your master's immediately and go for a job, what happens? The challenges I'll tell you. If you don't do your MPharm immediately, and let's say you get into the job, you actually fall into the comfort zone. You start getting some salaries and you keep postponing your master's for a later period, right? So let's say 3 years, 4 years passed on, and then you are still postponing masters because you'll have so much of commitments happening, right? As families, as Indian families, all of us will have commitments, whatever be the stature of our work, right? And by the time you complete those commitments, you'll realize that it is too late to complete your masters. And by the time you will be in some senior position. And what happens when you become a senior position? You'll have juniors with higher qualification reporting you, right? It is already delayed. Now, let's say I'll give one example. Within my known circle, there is one, person who has completed B.Pharm. He has spent about 12 years in medical affairs. Now he's the head of the department for that company. He has people reporting from PharmD, MPharm, in the medical affairs. At some point of time, he feels that, those masters holders or, PharmD professionals, they're reporting to him, and he has just B.Pharm degree. Yes or no? Definitely that feeling will come over a period of time. And now he also has the feeling that it is too late to do masters because again, you have to come out of the company if you want to do a full time. Otherwise, you have to do for a part time, which does not have much value. So these dilemmas will happen. You understand? So a lot of professional dilemmas will happen, and obviously it adds to stress, right? All these dilemmas will ultimately add on to your work quality, like affect the work quality, and also add on to a lot of stress in your work profile. Yes or no? So my suggestion always, whenever I talk about, whether you should complete your higher education or not, my suggestion is always to complete at a stretch. Even if you have to, overburden a little bit or maybe do some part-time jobs. There are a lot of part-time options available these days. So you can take up some part-time job, fund your own education, and do the masters at a stretch. But do masters in the area that you like. Don't do in some fancy, area, right? For example, I wanted to do in pharmacology. I did only in pharmacognosy. Later, I realized it does not have any application in the industry. So such things should not happen. Do a degree or a master's only in the area of your liking. Then it will definitely add value. Okay. Let's go to the next question. Last question we'll take. This is from Dr. Pallavi. Can you share about the role data analysis in scientific writing and how to upskill in data analysis? Sandhya, you want to take that?
No, sir.
No? All right. So I'll take this for Dr. Pallavi. Dr. Pallavi, in case of scientific writing, the majority of data analysis is done by the biostatisticians. This is what I have seen in my personal experience of about 17 years now. So most of the data analysis is done by either statisticians or biostatisticians who are good at doing data analysis. Our role as medical writers is to only write the content. But if you know biostatistics, your writing will definitely be much better, as Sandhya also pointed out, right? Knowing statistics and biostatistics adds value to your writing, right? If you know, it is definitely good. But if you don't know, it's okay. Over a period of time, you'll learn, right? And how to upskill data analysis? There are lots and lots of available options. One of the easiest way to do is all these free courses and then read a lot of clinical papers and see what kind of statistical parameters they've used and understand those and write, when you are summarizing those papers, try to include those analysis, whatever you have understood, and then check with one of the biostatistician friend. You'll find a lot of them on LinkedIn. There are some short courses also that keep happening. I'm also planning to bring a biostatistician, by the way. The discussion is still on, and she'll be, helping us understand what kind of biostatistics we should be learning from statistical papers, right? So don't worry much about biostatistics or data analysis. Focus on the core strength that you have, which is reading, writing, and explaining. All right. So I hope I answered that. So perfect. And thank you so much for asking that question. So Sandhya, any final words for today's
Yes, sir.
session?
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, sir. And I thank each one of you all for attending the session as well. If you have any queries or any doubts, you can approach me through LinkedIn anytime. I'll be happy to help you all.
All right.
One last question.
Yes, Devansh, since you are on the camera, so I'll definitely take that question from you. Go for it.
Thank you, sir. Sir, what will be the what specialization should I choose to be more inclined towards the medical devices industry? Because I have seen various things on the YouTube, and have also read about very articles that in India the medical devices industry has tapped the potential of 1 to 2%, and there is a huge scope in this industry. So what specialization to choose if I want to also open my career in the medical devices industry?
Sandhya, you want to answer that first?
Medical devices industry is fine, but into medical writing, or which field do you
Yeah,
prefer?
like medical marketing, writing related to medical devices, and like these things.
Okay, as far as I understand, and I am there, I mean, with my experience, I would definitely prefer pharmacology. So with the pharmacology, you will be able to understand like the say the indications. You have something called as indication, intended purpose, the warning, precautions. All these things you will be able to understand about a device. Like you will be able to understand a device with the pharma knowledge itself. Since like the biomedical people will be knowing only the outline of the device, they do not know once it is inserted into the body. They do not know what the action it exhibits. So this part, if you, I have made a mistake. I've chosen pharmacology and then I came back to pharmaceutical analysis just because of I was interested. I did not know that I will be getting into medical writing at that time. So I regret for it. If you want to get into medical writing, I would strongly suggest pharmacology.
Absolutely.
Okay,
I
ma'am.
totally agree with you. Even I did the same mistake. Of course, I wanted to get into pharmacology, but I never got it. I got a chance. I just got pharmacognosy. For me, scholarship was more important than the subject. Pharmacognosy was the only area where I was getting the scholarship. So I had
So
no choice. I took.
scholarship is not the issue with me, but what to choose if I not get qualified in the GPAT, my parents will not allow me to take a 1 year gap. So would I choose to pursue pharmacology specialization uh, and with any private college?
So see, you still have some time, right? Are you writing GPAT this year or next year?
Yes, yes, sir,
This
this
year?
year.
So this year, actually, you don't have much time for preparation. If you've already prepared, then it's good. You can definitely crack. Even if you're not prepared, if you sit straight, properly and read through, you can qualify GPAT, no problem. Qualifying is not an issue. Ranking is important, right? If you want to get in the best of the colleges, then ranking is absolutely important. And when I say ranking, BIT or NIPERS definitely add a lot of value when it comes to scholarship and career opportunities. They are definitely much ahead of any other institution, right? So prepare for it and aim for qualifying GPAT with good rank. Now, let's say it does not happen, no problem. As I said, whether you can take up any subject, but in case of medical writing, if you're specifically focused in medical writing, pharmacology definitely is important. And believe me, studying pharmacology later on, once you get into job, is not easy.
That's true.
Okay. If you
Sir,
study 2 years course in pharmacology and come to medical writing is definitely easy for you. But if you get into medical writing and focus on learning only pharmacology, it is not easy. This I can tell from my own experiences. I faced a lot of difficulties, and even today I keep reading pharmacology books just to brush up my knowledge. I'm not from
sir,
pharmacology. Yeah.
due to interest in human anatomy and physiology, uh, uh, I have an interest in the pharmacology. So I will pursue pharmacology for sure. But I think I will not be able to crack GPAT because I have not prepared very much for that.
No,
So
you need to focus now. Don't worry. If you have already the thought process that you will not qualify, then I think it's a very wrong way of positioning yourself, right? You should never have self-doubt or negative thoughts if you're trying to do something good. So first is you instead of saying I'm not qualified or I cannot do this, ask yourself how can I do this? How can I qualify GPAT? So
I
one of
always, so I always think about the worst case scenario.
no, worst case scenario is good. But in this case, when you think of worst case scenario, then you not focus on preparation because you've already given up, right? When you have already given up, you not focus on, your studies and learnings and all of that. So my suggestion is, there are a lot of resources these days. You have a last 10 years question paper, solved question paper. So if you just focus on solving question papers last 10 years and reading through, that itself will help you to brush up the entire GPAT course and then you can easily qualify. There are a lot of short-term classes that are also being taken up. A lot of universities are doing that. You can also join those short-term courses. There are hours of video content on YouTube where they have,
Sure.
they have given the ideas to crack GPAT. Uh,
Mm.
Ramaya University keeps conducting such short-term courses as well. If I come across immediately, I'll share that with you as well. So go for it. But please focus on your learning. So instead of saying I cannot say, how can I? And this makes a lot of difference, believe me. And when you ask your brain, how can I, then the brain starts thinking and giving you ideas, suggestions. Okay, try this, try this, try this. But the moment you say, I can't, then brain says, okay, since you can't, just go and chill and relax. Okay. So there is a lot of difference in that makes just because of your thought process. Okay. So all the best, do well, don't worry too much, and focus on your learning. That is very, very important. Okay.
Okay.
Sandhya, you wanted to say something? Please go
Yes,
ahead.
I would like to suggest few of the YouTube GPAT, YouTube channels. That is GDC Group Discussion Center. That is very
Yeah.
good. That is very good with
GDC,
respect.
GDC,
Uh,
GDC. Yes.
yes, GDC with respect to GPAT, and also Pharma Rocks. I think Pharma Rocks. So
Pharma
these
rocks.
two
Okay.
Pharma Rocks. So these two
Yes.
channels are very good for GPAT, for qualifying GPAT.
And there are mock tests that are being conducted. So just when
True.
when you are nearing towards GPAT exam, there will be a lot of mock tests which will be conducted by universities. Ramaya University conducts every year. The moment I come to know about that, I'll send the links to you. You can always attend that as well. Okay. So perfect. So thank you so much, Devansh, for asking so many questions, and thank you all the backbenchers in the class. So those people who don't keep the cameras on, they are called backbenchers in my class. So backbenchers, thank you so much for staying till the end of the session. Sandhya, thank you so much for being here and sharing your journey. It was truly an admiring one, and I hope the participants in the session will connect back with you on LinkedIn and they'll continue the journey with you later on. And definitely, if you all have a lot of questions and if you want more sessions with Sandhya, then you can request either Sandhya or you can send me queries. I'll ask Sandhya, and if there are so many questions which we cannot answer directly, we'll do another session. So, on behalf of Sandhya, I'm giving uh, this note to you already that yes, Sandhya is ready to be part of such sessions anytime and the option is to learn here. That's all. Okay. So thank you so much. Take care and God bless all of you. Keep learning and keep doing great. So looking
Thank
forward to be part of upcoming sessions as well. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, team. Thank you, sir. Thank you for
Thank
giving
you
this
so much,
opportunity.
Sandhya. Thank you,
Thank you all
Devansh.
for joining as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr.
Have a
Tejashini,
great
Dr.
day. Bye.
Shobha. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sandhya.